Imagine a world with no words, no language, just gestures and sounds. That's where our story begins. In the earliest chapters of human history, our ancestors found ways to communicate, not through complex sentences or elegant prose, but through simple, primal sounds and movements. Picture this: a group of early humans huddled together, their faces lit by the flickering glow of a fire. One points to a fruit, grunts, and the others understand. He's hungry. Another mimics the stalking of a predator, and the rest prepare. There's danger nearby. Through these rudimentary interactions, our forebears found a way to express basic needs and emotions, to warn each other of threats, and to share critical information that aided their survival. But these early forms of communication were about more than just survival. They were the building blocks of community. With each grunt, each gesture, early humans were not just speaking, they were connecting. They were learning to cooperate, to live together, to understand each other. And it was this cooperation, this shared understanding, that allowed them to hunt more effectively, to defend their group from predators, and ultimately, to thrive. As these communities grew and evolved, so too did their methods of communication. Sounds and gestures became more nuanced, more specific. A certain grunt became associated with a particular animal, a specific movement with a certain action. Over countless generations, these sounds and gestures began to form the basis of a shared language, a system of communication that was unique to each community. And so, in the dimly lit caves of prehistory, in the vast savannas of Africa, amid the Ice Age tundra of Europe, the first seeds of language took root. From these humble beginnings, language would grow and evolve, branching out into the rich tapestry of words, sounds, and scripts that we know today. It was in this primal world that the first seeds of language took root, setting the stage for a remarkable evolutionary journey. Enter Homo sapiens, the species that would take language to new heights. As we journey back in time to the era of our ancestors, Homo sapiens, we find ourselves at a pivotal point in the evolution of language. The cognitive capabilities of Homo sapiens were a game changer. Unlike their predecessors, these early humans had brains capable of conceptual thinking and complex communication. This advancement set the stage for a revolution in the way our species would express itself. Now, the question that boggles the mind is, how did language evolve? Several theories attempt to answer this question. One of the most intriguing among them is the gestural theory. This theory proposes that language began as a system of gestures. The cognitive leap made by Homo sapiens enabled them to use their hands and body to communicate complex ideas and emotions. As their brains evolved further, they started associating sounds with these gestures, eventually leading to the birth of spoken language. Imagine a world where every thought, every emotion, every abstract concept could be communicated with a gesture or a sound. This was the world of early Homo sapiens. Their newfound ability to express complex ideas not only facilitated better cooperation, but also sparked innovation, leading to advancements in tool-making, hunting techniques, and social structures. However, language evolution didn't stop there. The brilliance of Homo sapiens lay in their adaptability. As they migrated across the globe, their languages evolved in response to new environments and experiences. Each group developed unique sounds, words, and grammar, giving rise to an incredible diversity of languages. This diversity is a testament to the adaptability and creativity of our species. The evolution of language is a fascinating journey of cognitive leaps, creative expression, and cultural adaptation. It's a journey that continues to this day, as languages constantly evolve to reflect our changing world. With the emergence of Homo sapiens, language was poised for a quantum leap. As civilizations sprouted, so did languages, each with their unique phonetics and structure. As our early ancestors settled into various parts of the world, they began to form distinct cultural identities. And with these identities came the birth of early languages. Each civilization's surroundings and way of life played a vital role in the development of their language. The sounds and gestures used for communication reflected the environment, the lifestyle, and the culture of the people. Imagine the inhabitants of a forested region. Their language would naturally have a rich vocabulary for trees, animals, and the sounds of nature. Similarly, a civilization based around a river would develop a language with a variety of words and phrases related to water, fishing, and navigation. Now, let's talk about migration and isolation. As groups of people moved, they took their languages with them. But as they settled in new areas and got isolated from their original group, their languages started to evolve independently. This process of migration and isolation created what we call language families. Each family having a common ancestral language that over time branched out into a variety of different yet related languages. Take the Indo-European language family, for instance. It's one of the largest language families, and it includes languages like English, Spanish, Russian, and Hindi. These languages, though geographically and culturally diverse, share a common ancestral language that was spoken thousands of years ago. But these early languages were not static. They continued to grow and change, influenced by a myriad of factors like the invention of new technologies, social changes, and contact with other cultures. Some languages expanded, incorporating new words and structures, while others dwindled and eventually died out. These early languages, as diverse as the people who spoke them, were the precursors to the languages we know today. Just like our ancestors, who adapted and evolved, their languages also underwent a process of continuous change, shaping and being shaped by the human experience. And that's the beauty of languages. They are not just systems of communication. They are living, evolving entities that tell the story of our collective past. From spoken to written, language was about to transform once again. The invention of writing systems was a major turning point in the evolution of human communication. It allowed for the preservation of knowledge, the creation of laws, and the recording of history, all of which were previously transient and susceptible to the whims of memory. Imagine the ancient civilizations, those cradles of humanity where the journey of the written word began. In Mesopotamia, Sumerians etched their thoughts into clay tablets using cuneiform. In Egypt, hieroglyphs adorned temple walls and papyrus scrolls. In China, characters were carved onto oracle bones. Each of these systems, unique and distinct, represented a leap from spoken to written communication, a monumental step in the human journey. But writing was more than just a practical tool. It was a catalyst for societal transformation. With written language, information could be stored and disseminated, enabling the spread of ideas and the growth of complex societies. It was the key that unlocked the doors to philosophy, science, and the arts. Consider the influence of major civilizations in shaping languages. The Greeks with their alphabet gave birth to literature as we know it today, from epic poems to philosophical treatises. The Romans, with their Latin script, laid the foundation for many of the languages we speak today. Then came the transformative power of paper and the printing press, making written language accessible to the masses and not just the elite. The written word began to shape societies on a scale never seen before, enabling the spread of knowledge, culture, and ideas across continents and oceans. The power of the written word propelled language evolution forward, paving the way for the languages of the modern world. It has shaped our societies, our cultures, our thoughts, and our identities. Even in this digital age, the written word maintains its sway, continuing to evolve, inspire, and connect us in ways both profound and mundane. From clay tablets to digital screens, the journey of the written word is a testament to the enduring power and adaptability of human language. Trade routes did more than move goods. They moved words, phrases, and languages. Let's take a step back into time. Picture ancient civilizations, bustling bazaars, and merchants haggling over goods. But there's something more going on here. As they exchanged goods, they also exchanged words, phrases, and in some cases, even entire languages. Agriculture, for instance, was a significant catalyst for language evolution. As people began to settle down and farm, they developed new words for the tools, techniques, and crops they were cultivating. These terms were often adopted by neighboring tribes and communities, leading to a sort of linguistic cross-pollination. Trade was another major player in the evolution of language. As merchants ventured further afield, they brought back not just exotic goods, but also new words and phrases. This process of language borrowing is how we ended up with words like sugar from Arabic, ketchup from Chinese, and piano from Italian in the English language. Cultural exchanges were equally influential. Consider the impact of the Roman Empire, which spread Latin across Europe, influencing the formation of the Romance languages, or the influence of Arabic on Spanish during the Moorish occupation of Spain. These are just a few examples of how cultures and their languages have intertwined over time. The story of language is a story of exchange, adaptation, and transformation. As people, cultures, and societies interacted, they borrowed and adapted words from each other's languages, creating a rich linguistic tapestry that reflects the complexity of human history. Each word we use is a piece of this tapestry, carrying with it centuries of cultural and historical significance. This process of language evolution is ongoing. Even today, languages continue to borrow from each other, enriched by the constant ebb and flow of cultural exchange. Whether it's the inclusion of English words in Japanese known as gairaigo, or the adoption of internet slang across different languages, it's clear that our languages are as dynamic and interconnected as the world we live in. Language, ever adaptable, was shaped by the ebb and flow of human history. Today, we live in a world buzzing with linguistic diversity. As we traverse through the timeline of language evolution, we arrive at the present day, a melting pot of languages, each with its own unique flavor and richness. In this global village, certain languages have risen to prominence. English, for instance, has become a lingua franca, a bridge that connects people across cultures and continents. Spanish, Mandarin, and Arabic are other examples of global languages, each playing a pivotal role in international communication and commerce. Yet, amidst this rise of global languages, there's a parallel story unfolding. Many languages, often those spoken by small communities or indigenous groups, are facing the threat of extinction. These endangered languages, some with only a handful of speakers left, are a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between growth and preservation in our linguistic landscape. But here's the silver lining. Efforts are being made to protect and revive these endangered languages. From dedicated linguists documenting lesser-known dialects, to communities using modern technology to teach their languages to younger generations, we are witnessing a global movement of linguistic preservation. This is a testament to the adaptability and resilience of languages, and more importantly, the people who speak them. In our modern world, languages are not just tools for communication. They are the lifeblood of our cultures, the carriers of our histories, and the colors that paint our collective human experience. Each language, from the most widely spoken to the most endangered, adds to the richness of this global tapestry. As we marvel at this linguistic diversity, it's important to remember that languages are living, breathing entities. They grow, they change, they adapt, and sometimes they fade away. But with every word we speak, every sentence we write, we are participating in the evolution of language. Language, a testament to our shared history and diversity, continues to evolve, as vibrant and dynamic as the people who speak it. What does the future hold for language? As we stand on the brink of the next chapter in our linguistic journey, it's an exciting question to ponder. The future of language is as unpredictable as it is exciting. It's shaped by a multitude of factors, such as technology, globalization, and cultural shifts, all of which are in constant flux. Consider technology, for instance. The advent of the internet and social media has already brought about significant changes in the way we communicate. Abbreviations, emojis, memes, they've all become a part of our linguistic repertoire, a testament to the adaptability of language. As technology continues to evolve, who knows what new forms of communication we might adopt? Then there's the role of globalization. As the world becomes more interconnected, languages are mingling like never before. This cross-pollination can lead to the emergence of new languages, or creoles, born from the fusion of two or more existing ones. On the flip side, It can also lead to languages changing or even disappearing, as speakers shift to globally dominant languages for practical reasons. Cultural shifts too play a significant part. As our societies evolve, so do our languages. They adapt to reflect our changing realities, absorbing new words and phrases and sometimes shedding old ones. This constant ebb and flow ensures that our languages are never static, but always dynamic and alive. But while we can speculate, the truth is, the future of language is a mystery that will unfold in its own time. It's a journey that we're all a part of, shaped by our collective actions and choices. Every conversation, every text message, every tweet, they're all tiny brushstrokes in the grand canvas of language evolution. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: the story of language is far from over. We may not know exactly what lies ahead, but we can be sure that it will be a fascinating tale, full of unexpected twists and turns, just as it has always been.